Ready? All right. So let's start the session. Sorry for the delay. And two things we are going to do in this session. One is budget part, fine, plus economic survey, fine. We'll start with the budget part, okay? Then from budget, we'll switch to the economic survey. Remember that the data in the budget and survey data, fine. So the data which is being mentioned in the budget and survey, majority of the data is not for you, it is for those who analyzes the economy, fine. From the analyst point of view, means in nutshell, the budget and survey is not being released for only UPSC aspirants, okay? So it is being released for data analysis, policy making, and other aspects of the Indian economy as well as global economy. Means when government was presenting the budget on 1st of February, not only in India, it is being analyzed in the leading business newspapers as well as TV channels around the world, whether it is US, France, Britain, everywhere the budget of India is being discussed. Why? Because rising status of Indian economy. So the budget is going to impact common people, budget is going to impact the market, budget is going to impact the government, fine. So it is going to create an impact on everyone. Now in India, being as a parliamentary democracy, we have a very peculiar way of presentation of budget, passing of the budget, and implementation of budget, fine. And you can see that in the website of the government of India, they have a dedicated website for budget itself. Here you can find key to the budget document, budget highlights, annual financial statement, fine. And annual financial statement full means here you can go and track even a minor expenditure made by the government of India on anything, and what expected revenue or borrowing is being there. Each and everything is being mentioned in the fine detail. For example, if you go to the defense expenditure, you can exactly see that for capital, for research, for development, for pension, for salaries, how much money is being allocated by the government, fine. And remember that what government presents on the day of budget, they are called as budget estimates, fine. They are called as budget estimates. Estimate means they are a tentative expenditure for coming financial year, for example in this case 26-27. So they are estimates, fine. They are estimates. That is why when you will open the document, fine, when you will open the detailed document, like for example here, if I will go to this budget at glance, fine. So if I'll open this document here, here you can see that actual, fine, actual. So here actual is of which year? 24-25. The financial year which is already closed. So the financial year which is already closed, here we have a data and it is called as actuals, fine. Whereas if you'll see budget estimate for which financial year? 25-26. 25-26 is completed or going on? Going on. So usually what happens, when government present the budget in February, and those expenditures and receipts starts from 1st April. Fine. So 1st April for the expenditures and receipt which is government is going to receive and spend. Expenditure will start from 1st April. Receipts will start from 1st April. So we have present an estimation on which date? 1st of February. So when government have given an estimation, this amount we are going to spend, this amount we are going to receive from which date? 1st April. Estimate you have given. On what date? 1st of February. So by the time going to the November, fine? By the time going to the November, 3 possibilities are there. What you have estimated, you are on exact same expenditure and receipt. Suppose you have said that you are going to spend 10 lakh crores for capital expenditure. Okay. So in the budget, you said that 10 lakh crores I am going to spend on capital expenditure. By the time of November, you realized we have already spent 9 lakh crores. Which month? November. How many months are remaining? December, January, February, and March. So 4 months are remaining, and you are almost done with your capital expenditure. Fine. Means for next 4 months, you do not have a money to spend on capital expenditure. Fine. So government want to revise. Okay. How many sessions Parliament usually have? 3 sessions. Start with budget session, fine, then monsoon, and then winter session. Winter session comes approximately November, December. It's a winter session. So in the winter session, government will come with revised estimates. Government will come with the revised estimates. And when they are going to present the new budget, that will called as budget estimate. So when government will present a budget estimate, when government is going to present a budget estimate, fine. So budget estimate, along with the budget estimate, government is going to present this one for ongoing financial year and this one for completed financial year. So when government present a budget, they are presenting the data of 3 financial year. Okay, so data will be of 3 financial year. But the most mesmerizing part of the budget is budget speech. Fine, budget speech. So the budget speech given by the finance minister is related to only upcoming financial year's tentative expenditure, and that is called budget estimates. And that is why government used to say budget presentation. Fine. So they are going to present the budget, means upcoming years. So before the presentation of budget, there was a very strong speculation, and the speculation was with respect to the budget speech. Okay, so in the budget speech, usually it is divided into 2 parts. So budget speech is basically divided into 2 parts, part A and part B. So usually what happens in the budget speech, in the part A, government informs where, how much we are going to spend, where and how much we are going to spend. So majority of the expenditure part is presented in part A, whereas the part B, it is going to be of receipts of government, means all the proposal of taxations. Fine, all the proposals of taxation is going to be in part B. But there was an speculation this time. Fine, there was an speculation this time that while presenting the budget, government is going to present both parts in part A, and in part B government is going to present a roadmap for Viksit Bharat plan. Fine. Viksit Bharat by 2047 plan is going to be presented. But the speech, usually it will go for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. But this time, speech went for 1.5 hours almost, but it is presented in the same format where it is being presented in past 75 years. So media was speculating that this time maybe tradition is going to be broken. When government is going to present a budget, part A will be going to be complete one, means expenditure as well as receipt, whereas part B there will be roadmap. However, government went what? Stick to their normal presentation of budget as they do present every year. Fine. And it was 9th consecutive budget of Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Fine. 9th consecutive budget. So no finance minister in the history of India have ever presented this budget consecutively 9 times. Fine. First finance minister, and of course Nari Shakti. Fine. So Nari Shakti, first finance minister, first lady finance minister to present consecutive. Though Morarji Desai have more numbers. Fine. But he do not have a consecutive. He have presented 6 consecutive budget, but she have presented back to back 9 budgets. Fine. And this is the lady which is going to define the mood of February. Fine. So the mood of February is going to be fixed by whom? Nirmala Sitharaman ji, rather than anyone else. Fine. So each and every one is going to adjust. In this budget speech, government have clearly shown few things. Number 1, we will be remain on reforms express. So government have took the reforms express in last budget. Fine. And from last budget, GST reforms, labor reforms, fine, income tax reforms. So multiple front reforms. Now government is looking any sector. What first thing is coming in the mind of the government? Reform. Bring the reforms according to the need for Viksit Bharat. So why reforms? This is the answer. So if question is going to be formed in such a way, ki why government is in the reform mode? Because government feels that at the point where we are right now in the middle income group. Fine. So India at present in the middle income group of World Bank, which is translating somewhere around $3,000 per person. Roughly we are reaching towards the $3,000 per person. But to become a Viksit Bharat, we need minimum how much? $13,000 as per present value. If a country to be a developed country status, they must have minimum per capita income of how much? $13,000. So you are at $3,000 and you have to grow to how much? $13,000. So for that goal, what existing policies you have? They have put you from $800. Fine, or you can say that $1,000. So the policy which we do have right now started in 1991. So the policies which we do have right now, they were initiated in which year? 1991 through LPG reforms. So through LPG reforms, you have came from $1,000 to $3,000 approximate. Fine. So reaching from $1,000 to $3,000 is a big task for a country like India who have a huge population. So huge population, the thing is, it is like an elephant. And as Indian economy also called as an elephant. Fine. So elephant might be lazy, look like lazy when elephants start moving. But once elephant gain the momentum, fine, then elephant is going to make more impact than any other animal on the earth. If elephant is not moving, he is not going to generate the impact. But the moment elephant start moving, Fine. Then anything which is going to become in the direction of elephant, it is going to have a severe impact on it. So this is how a huge population works. Fine. Unlike China, where the more and more focus on production and income generation. Why? Because Chinese economy is driven by government only. So each and everything is planned, executed as per government will and wish. India as a democratic country, here our consumption means what we are consuming, that is not strictly guided by who? Government. So in comparison to China, India's consumption is quietly different. Here public can decide what to consume, what not to consume. So this is why world look more positively towards India, because India have both capacity to produce as well as consume. Though our economy is at $4 trillion, Chinese economy reaching at $19 trillion, but despite being $4 trillion economy, India have more appetite for consumption. Okay, so this is why government is looking forward कि yes, this is a realistic goal to reach by which year? 2047, subject to reforms in the way how we are looking our agriculture sector, our industries and our services sector. Apart from that, the regulatory reforms means where government agencies like SEBI, RBI and financial institutions, they work, their role need to be reformed. And that is why government specifically mentioned yesterday. Finance Minister, she have mentioned specifically, we are going to form a committee for comprehensive financial sector reforms in this financial year. I can relate this, why this announcement is very important. When Dr. Manmohan Singh have presented the budget in 1991, fine, that budget was also very iconic. Why? Because it was a budget where Indian economy is changing its structure and function. So in that budget speech, Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, he also mentioned that government of India is going to form a committee for reforms in India's banking sector. And later on, L. Narasimhan committee was appointed. Fine. Private sector banks was reintroduced in India. Fine. And multiple things was done by the government of India. Fine. And there was a big bang reforms in the India's financial sector. This happened after the recommendation of L. Narasimhan committee. Similarly, government have made that announcement that they are going to appoint a committee for reforms in financial sector. Fine. One more important aspect in this budget was critical minerals. Why they are critical minerals? Because they are critical for production. Fine. And their criticality is any high-end technology need a processing power. And the power of processing comes with semiconductors. Fine. Semiconductors. And for running of the semiconductors, you need high-end batteries also, which can consistently give a power to that semiconductor. So whether it is a battery or it is a magnet or it is a semiconductor, all these things need certain materials which are rare in the earth. And that is why they are called as rare earth minerals. But here you have to understand, all rare earth materials are critical minerals, but all critical minerals are not rare earth. So it is rare earth. Fine. And they come under which? Critical minerals. So government have focused on the critical minerals, and they have mentioned 4 states: Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Why Kerala specifically? Fine. Because Kerala is highly rich in the sand that is having thorium. Fine. So thorium is also part of the critical mineral. So government have decided to decrease its dependency on which country? China. And China, why China? Because China just not having the huge amount of critical minerals deposit. They have world's largest deposit. That's fine. That is not more important. More important is mineral extraction and its processing. That is monopolized by the China. Fine. So extraction is one thing. Then refining and processing of critical minerals is very important. Not only India, around the world, this is the main concern. Why? Because China is using critical minerals as a leverage in their negotiations with any country. And that is why we have seen Pax Silica. Fine. So US have make alliance of Pax Silica, though India was initially not part, but now India is formally invited, and they may be changed. So we must have to focus on our own capacity, and that is why government have focused on rare earth. Fine. And some other striking things we will discuss in this session. But one more thing, government have decided to establish one girls hostel in every district. Fine. So government tried to go for on social front, on economic front, though people are having a lot of expectation from the budget, because last year tax benefit is being given. So people have a high hope that this year also government is going to provide a good amount of tax benefits. But what government have provided last year, that is going to be continued. Yes. But one thing happened. Market was down. Fine. Market was down because of, it is not about security transaction tax only. Basically, there will be additional tax on future and option. So future and option, all traders got very angry. Fine. They got angry, but their anger is only to make profits only. Fine. So market behaves in a different manner. Market is always not going to, even if government is going to present a very good budget for public. For example, government said that income tax will be remain. We are further going to decrease the income tax. We are going to increase government spending for social sector. Fine. Even then, market will fall. Why? Because government is going to increase social spending. And for increased social spending, government need more money. Taxes revenue are going to decrease. So if tax revenue is going to decrease and expenditure is going to increase, so in order to fulfill that expenditure, government need to borrow more. Economy have limited money. Economy have limited money. More money is borrowed by the government, then less money for private sector. Less money for private sector, then the interest rates on borrowing will fall or increase. Increase. Fine. So profitability of private companies are going to rise or fall? Fall. So before it is going to fall, sell the shares. Fine. So market's behavior depends upon what they feel that. Fine. Their profit, their loss. And they are wolf. Wolf of Wall Street, like that. So they look their profit. Whereas the government budget is for public. Fine. And in public, investors are also there, but not only investor. Fine. So government budget is good or bad should not be judged by the aspect of market's behavior. Understood? So never think in that manner ki if budget is good for public, then market will go for thumbs up, and if the public's budget is bad, then market will thumbs down. No, market will thumbs up and thumbs down on the basis of their narrow stated interest. And this is what happened yesterday. Government was going very well. Fine. From the moment the speech was started, I was consistently watching both speech, market. Fine. So the moment she said that we are going to focus on healthcare sector, Apollo Pharmacy, share increased by 2%. Fine. Share increased by 2%. But by the time she ended, she explained that our focus will be only on those diseases which are life-threatening diseases. Fine, cancer and for limited one. Automatically share went down for 4%. In the budget speech itself, first increase by 4%, 2%, then decrease by 4%. So health sector investors, they are looking at whether it is being beneficial for entire health sector or only specific one. Once they analyze it is for a specific one, they have went for thumbs down for the shares of those pharmacy companies. Okay, so when we analyze it is good or bad, there is nothing good or nothing bad. It is always relative. Fine. So this is the verdict for the budget. It is a good budget with respect to government's commitment for better India. But all the commitment depends upon the governance. So you are making tall claims, but if you are not able to translate in the form of governance, then it is not going to give the desired output which you have visioned in your budget. Okay, so the promises made by the government for the better India, for 2047 developed India, Viksit Bharat India, fine. So from that perspective, budget is a good, but it depends upon how government is going to implement it. Understood? Fine. Now, the process of budget presentation, as I said that there is a budget speech in the parliament. But apart from the budget speech, there are several other documents is presented in the budget session. Please write about that. Right. While presenting the budget, these list of document are presented. Number one, annual financial statement. Annual financial statement. In brackets, you can write, it is an estimates of coming financial year. It is an estimates of coming financial year. Number 2, demand for grants. It shows those expenditures of Government of India. Which will be not only presented but also discussed and put for vote. Write a note. Expenditure of government can be classified into expenditure charged upon consolidated fund, in brackets, it is presented but not put for the vote. Bracket close. And expenditure from consolidated fund and expenditure from consolidated fund. expenditure from consolidated fund. It forms demand for grants. It forms demand for grants. Means it will be presented, it will be voted both. Whereas expenditure charge upon will be presented but not voted. Here, expenditure charge upon comprising of salary of judges, election commission, and all other constitutional authorities whose salary is being discussed as well as voted. It might influence their functioning. So for that purpose, it is only presented, not voted. Fine. So this is demand for grants. Third, finance bill. Third is finance bill. Finance bill, right, in that finance bill shows receipts of government. Finance bill shows receipts of government, including taxes. Including taxes.